Hey guys,
Hi.
we know it's been a while since we released an episode of Two Bug Garage.
Like a week.
Okay, at least a week. It's been almost a year, believe it or not. And we have been working on Frankie.
People ask me all the time, are you even working on the car?
Yeah,
Yes.
a lot. And if we're doing this series for our friends really, and for family that's not around, so they can pay attention to keep track of what we're doing and everything.
And for me, because I forget from one week to the next what we've done.
So, and I've just been way behind in editing the episodes, way behind. And so anyway, we are working on the car. It's right over there. I don't want to give away any of where we are today because we are much further along than where you'll see in this episode. We're headed out to Farmington tomorrow. This is the May 2025 Farmington Bug Show tomorrow. So we're gonna drive out there in Shirley tomorrow. And
where are we in the editing?
So in the editing, it's like early spring last year because you're going to see today that we take the front end off of a donor car and work on that.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, and a lot of times we do these side quests we're like, oh, you know what? This is something we're going to have to fix so that it's ready when the car is ready. And that is the windows. We replaced a lot of the rubber seals on the convertible windows.
And now they're in my office in the house.
Yeah. They're completely different than a sedan. So it's a whole different...
Yeah, because they do the cool thing.
That's a good transition because they're about to see that right now. So anyway... Welcome to Two Bug Garage.
Welcome to Two Bug Garage! Yes, this is a convertible and it has cool windows.
Wow.
You ready to roll them up?
Excellent. Hey, I'm Bill.
I'm Kim.
Welcome to Two Bug Garage. We're not real mechanics,
but we play them on YouTube. We live in North Carolina and have two air-cooled Volkswagen Beetles.
One is a 1967 named Shirley Rose, and one is a 1973 convertible named Frankie. Shirley got back on the road in October of 2021 after being off the road for almost 34 years.
Frankie joined our family on Halloween Day 2022. We found her on Facebook Marketplace, and she chose me to save her. This is a story of how Frankie and Shirley became friends, and the adventure of bringing Frankie back to life in her new home. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome to Two Bug Garage. I think at this point, I was just done with this front end.
Were you?
Yeah.
Were you extra done?
The collision damage, the aftermarket parts, and the layers of Bondo. And this is, we got the driver's side heater channel removed, started working on the front, but now we made the decision. We're going to use the front end from this donor car.
Yes, and I feel like I have done this same job on 3 or 4 different cars with the dash at this point.
Yeah, but this is a 73 sedan that the front end has never been hit on. It had very minimal rust. We bought this off Facebook Marketplace for $150, but it has death foam. So that's probably why it was selling so cheap. However, even the rear apron is in fantastic shape. So, I mean, minus the holes from the death foam.
I was like...
But back here.
It's good timing, Bill. And look at the great shape it's in.
Yeah.
But yes, the very back is in good shape.
So we cut the front end off of Stein, which is the name we gave this car. So we're going to have Frankenstein.
Frankenstein, exactly. Yeah. But what's different, Bill?
Well, the windshield is different. And so we are going to have to cut all that out and replace it with the windshield from Frankie.
For the convertible top, because the convertible top has a different windshield.
So when we decided to do this, we had a lot of work to do with Stein, and this is the original blood orange paint job, which I love that color.
Yeah. This work we did to get this undercoating off is probably why this car lasted, though.
Yeah.
Look at how even the paint's in great shape under there.
The undercoating did its job. Mm-hmm. And so this car also has the original, everything is original on this front end. There's some extra holes because it did have factory or dealer installed air conditioning. but
Mine's gonna have air conditioning. You just unclip, throw the top
down,
back.
air conditioning.
Air conditioning. Hi guys. Okay, so what I'm doing here is kind of funny and kind of controversial with my husband, who really knows a lot more about this than I do. But occasionally there's something that I have a little bit of experience with, and I have a daughter, of course, that is a nail tech. So talk to her about it. She does a lot of painting. She actually was trained when she went to school in some fiberglass work. So funny, she has a fiberglass kit in her nail kit stuff. So what I'm doing is using little tiny pieces of fiberglass from her nail kit to patch up some pin size holes in the I don't know what it's called, the tire well thingy. Like I said, Bill was not so sure this was gonna work, but I am home today doing the painting. So when the cat's away, the mouse will play. I am doing both sides. So before I set this, my daughter suggested I glue this side and then quickly go over to the other side and glue it, and then set both sides to make sure that the fiberglass basically sticks to itself on the other side. So I'm not doing any big hole. I mean, these are seriously like pinhole sizes in the wheel well. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, you can kind of see where I've patched all these little tiny pinholes. So you can see I have some glue marks, so I'm gonna go ahead and sand that down a little bit and then wipe it up and see how it goes with the paint. Okay, here I am painting. So I had some of this green POR 15 that we used on some of the chassis. So I decided to open it up. I've been really careful on how I close it, using saran wrap down on the paint surface and then hammering it closed. So to my surprise, I still have usable green. So here we are painting this green. We will see if this stays green or if it gets painted body color, which will be Olympic blue when we're done. Okay, so here's the deal. Called my husband, said, hey Bill, this is what I did. It's hard as a rock, painted it, it's painting beautifully. What do you want me to do in this area? And he said, just keep doing what you're doing. And I said, okay. And maybe the title of this episode, which is Don't Underestimate Your Nail Tech. All right, let me keep working.
So, Kim, what makes the best temporary tattoos?
Well, I like how you highlighted the POR 15. It usually lasts about 3 weeks, not even joking.
Yeah, that stuff will stick to your skin and it's permanently there for a while. That's not permanent though.
Well, it's like a temporary tattoo. It lasts a long time.
So the Napoleon hat that we're pointing to in this picture is another reason. That was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, because we really tried to save the front end of Franki. And
I really actually fought to save the front end of Franki.
Yes, but as the more we got into the Napoleon's hat and tried to cut away the rust and weld new sections in, the more we realized the rust was so bad that we could not get weldable metal. So what are you doing here with the hose?
Well, I'm working on my temporary tattoo. So first you do the degreaser, you do the coating. It's really a rust inhibitor, I guess, that puts a zinc coating. You can see where I did the POR 15 at the top already, so I'm getting the bottom all cleaned up so I can do that same treatment on the rest of it.
And going back to what we were talking about with the rust, we even thought we could replace this whole section with a brand new sheet metal section, but the aftermarket part is not the same. We're like, there's just no way. it just would not. It would take too much modification to fit, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And we said, we are just going to use this front end. We figured out how we can do it, and boom, it's on the front of the chassis now. It's just temporarily there, but
Yeah.
see, the windshield is different, and we're going to address that in a later video.
So you gotta watch.
So Kim and I are out here today working on the windows that are convertible only. And let me turn this camera around. Say hi, Kim. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Okay. This is the rear quarter window that when you wind it up, it just comes up. By the way, this is in no particular order of putting a car together. This was a project we decided that could be done while we're in the process of doing other things, because it all has to be done anyway. So we are replacing these parts here because they were rusted out. So we got these
Newfangled
channels, and this is where the mechanism rides to raise and lower the window. You can see the old one right in here is just the whole bottom's rusted out, and it's not really fixable when you can just go ahead and get this new piece. We got it from Wolfsburg West. It is literally an exact duplicate. There's sometimes you get aftermarket parts and you're like, that looks different. This is pretty much the exact same part. Yeah, the spot welds are a little bigger on this. That's just because the technology to put it together is probably different now at whatever production facility. So here's a problem we're having though. There is no manual on how to do this. We're looking on the Samba site to try and find how to replace this rubber.
Because they're the rear windows of a convertible. Which,
yeah.
Again, they open and close like this.
Yes. Yeah. They pivot and drop down into the body, and but they have this rubber seal that goes all the way around the window. Let's get a focus on that. This goes all the way around the window, and it's one piece. And if you just take one of the pieces that comes from the kit, it doesn't go all the way around the window. So the question is,
1, 2, 3, 4. They made us 5 pieces.
it's 5 pieces. So we must have to cut it. You can see down here that,
and then it's cut here.
it's cut here on the corner. This is the hinge where this window pivots. So that's cut there, and this is either cut here or,
it's cut.
hang on, it's focusing on the stuff behind it.
45.
Yeah, we're trying to determine, is this cut at a 45?
I think it's cut at a 45.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I feel like I could put my thumb through there.
Look at that.
And
That's not cut at a 45.
okay, and this piece of rubber that goes in here is different. This should be a different. The window channel piece should be bigger.
We have lots of this then.
Yeah. Excellent. So what do we figure out? Okay.
Well, now it doesn't look good because I've been playing with it. Hang on. Let's scooch it back together.
Okay. All right. So they send you get sent. We got this is a Wolfsburg West seal, and they sent one piece. Okay, and it's enough to go from the bottom of the window. Sorry for this. All the way around. I don't know if you can see that. All the way around.
But you don't need the bottom.
Yeah, the bottom goes into the. What is that part called?
We just looked it up. We don't remember 2 minutes ago.
It is like the window channel. It is the lift channel. Okay. The bottom rubber is covered by the lift channel, which goes in there. Okay. So here's what we figured out. It's one piece. You want to keep it one piece, but you have this 90-degree corner.
Where's your little test?
Okay, that's what I'm going to show. You have this 90-degree corner. So what we figured out is, you want to hold the camera?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold this right here. Okay, we took this scrap, we cut off, we knew it had more than we needed, so we took this piece. And see how we notched we did like a triangle so that when you fold it,
Boom.
it creates it's like a miter cut. I do a lot of woodworking, so this was like I just kind of was like, you gotta do that. That's what makes sense. Hold on, we'll lose the focus here.
Yes, we
Okay,
are.
we'll lose the
Oh,
focus.
sorry.
So that's what we did, but we basically took we had a silver Sharpie, and we put the seal on the window, and then when we got to where we knew the corner was, we just marked it with a Sharpie like that. And then we took the scissors. I have these I had some just heavy duty scissors, and I just basically snipped, and then I held it here and I went on the back side and cut it exactly the same, and then
Boom.
folded it like that.
Boom.
I hope that's in focus. Okay. You probably want to put. We probably want to put
you gotta cut this. Remember?
Yeah, we probably want to put the frame on first.
Right.
Put the frame on, then because this screws on here and there, so we would want to. Which, by the way, that front. When you took the old one off, does that have a hole up front where the screw went through? Because these do not. These do not have a screw hole on the end.
Yeah. Oh well, is that rust or is that a hole?
No, it is not. Oh, there is a hole on one side that the screw goes into. So we're going to have to drill.
Oh my Lanta.
On one side to get the proper attachment point put in there of that screw. So that's how they attach them.
You know what I'm getting ready to do, Bill?
What? PB blaster?
Peanut butter blaster.
I'm zoomed way in on what you're doing.
Peanut butter blaster. Today's episode is sponsored by me because I paid for the peanut butter blaster. I mean, if it was sponsored by Peanut Butter Blaster, they would have provided the Peanut Butter Blaster.
That's true. That's usually how sponsorships work.
Right. So,
You'd probably be wearing your PB Blaster shirt.
ooh, they should send me one. Tank top, hat, some Peanut Butter Blaster swag.
Maybe if we should stop calling it Peanut Butter Blaster.
Do you think if they watched, they would go, we're not sending them anything, they call it Peanut Butter Blaster? Could be.
Made from real peanut butter.
It might work.
Well, you know how you put peanut butter on like stickers you can't get off?
That's what I
Milk
mean.
comes through.
It might work. Maybe that's why they named it Peanut Butter Blaster. I mean PB Blaster. I don't even know what it's really called.
This is the passenger side vent window. We just are replacing all the rubber seals, and we got this one back together. Is this kind of a booger to get put back together, would you say?
But this one wasn't. The other one doesn't go back together.
But I mean, in general, you kind of need like 3 hands to hold things together. I've used painter's tape to kind of hold things together. We will take this rubber now and trim it. It doesn't even need to be up here, but it only goes along the bottom here. And we did replace the lock on this one with an aftermarket lock. The original lock is actually right here, and it is broken.
And we'll probably at car shows try to find a lock.
We're gonna try and find an original one because this is garbage. It is just not well made. It's super loose. I had to bend it back into shape to get it to even come close to latching, but it's still not going to work. So just a situation where the aftermarket part is not made in Germany, and
But even the original we have, which we were like, oh, maybe we'll replace it because it's pitted. Now
Yeah.
we know we'll keep it.
yeah, even though it's pitted, we're going to keep it. It's probably a much better fit and operation. So, yeah. Sometimes you can get good aftermarket parts, and sometimes not. This is really the first one that we've gotten that we know of, that's just garbage. So, I'm not even gonna call out the company we got it from, because they make really good rubber parts, but they probably did not manufacture this. This is made in China.
On the next episode of Two Bug Garage.
Seat upholstery. You can do this. Ready?
What?
And then you can, in the effects, you can do it.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm recording.